I am an attorney who specializes in nonprofit organizations law and representing associations and certification organizations, particularly in matters relating to member policies, ethics codes, and disciplinary matters. It's been my privilege to work with the Registry of Interpreters for the Deaf for several years, including on its work in updating its Ethical Practices System, or EPS. RID asked me to address some of the principles that underlie its revised EPS policy. Although I am an attorney, I am not counsel for RID members or certificates individually. I am not providing legal advice in these remarks, only information on behalf of RID. Any individual seeking legal advice should be sure to consult with their own legal counsel. Every association and certification organization needs to decide on the appropriate scope for its ethics codes and disciplinary policies. Credentials in some fields are primarily regarded by the public as indicating a level of technical knowledge and not an endorsement of the character of the credentialed individual. Other credentials, however, are issued in trust-based professions, such as therapists, medical providers, personal accountants, and sign language interpreters. As a private organization, RID has the right to define who it endorses by conferring membership or certification on that individual, and also what the membership or certification means. RID certifications provide a level of credibility for interpreters and signal to customers and the public that the interpreter has met the baseline standards for effectiveness, quality, and also trustworthiness. Because of the nature of the interpreter's role, interpreters are often made aware of information about their customers that their customers regard as highly sensitive, personal, or confidential. Relying on interpreters places customers in a vulnerable position. For this reason, the RID board decided that it was important to update the EPS policy to address not only conduct within the scope of a particular interpreter assignment, but also conduct that might jeopardize trust in the profession or raise substantial questions as to an individual's fitness to work as an interpreter. RID members and certificates must demonstrate a commitment to ethical conduct to remain certified. Misconduct that results in criminal convictions or adverse licensure actions can be extremely serious and can indicate that an interpreter is not suitable to be placed in a position of trust, even if the offense occurred outside the context of an interpreter assignment. Offenses of this nature include, but are not limited to, convictions involving crimes of a sexual nature, stalking or harassment, actual or threatened violence, certain drug offenses reflecting active abuse of drugs, or fraud. On the other hand, not all criminal convictions or licensing actions should disqualify an individual from serving as an interpreter. Some convictions are for criminal offenses that don't cast doubt on the individual's reliability or character, or the individual may have rehabilitated themselves. But it is also impossible to create a definitive list of all relevant criminal convictions. RID is a national organization. States have different criminal codes with different elements for the offenses and different standards for when an offense is a misdemeanor or a felony. For this reason, RID's new EPS system requires members, certificates, and candidates only to disclose and provide information about criminal convictions and adverse licensing actions. The policy also asks for disclosure of civil proceedings and government investigations, but only if they are related to the interpreter's business or professional activities. For example, a sexual harassment judgment against an interpreter for harassing a client would be relevant for RID to consider. Note that all of these categories, criminal convictions, licensing actions, and civil judgments, have in common that they occur in contexts where the interpreter will have had full due process. Once a member, certificant, or candidate discloses this information, RID will make an individualized, fact-based determination about whether the underlying conduct is relevant to RID. By adding this process to the EPS, RID is bolstering the public's trust in interpreters and is therefore also enhancing the value of RID membership and certification for interpreters. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for listening.